Hello there, and welcome back to the Chaps Guide, the channel where we talk about men's style, men's grooming, self-development, product reviews, and a number of other things as well. So today I'm out in the great outdoors, and a couple of weeks ago I did a video review just like this on a Taylor's of Old Bond Street product called Tobacco Leaf Shaving Cream. And in that video I mentioned I had also received another little gift, well not gift, I paid for it, from Taylor's of Old Bond Street, and that's the Lime Zest Shaving Cream. There we go, hope you can see that, Lime Zest. Now this is a particularly exciting development from Taylor's because I really love lime and zesty citrus fragrances really when it comes to shaving, because they tend to wake me up in the mornings. And up to this point, Taylor's has done a lemon and lime product in their shaving cream, and it was okay, you know, nice background fragrance, very reminiscent to George Trumper's Essence of Lime shave cream, but it just didn't have that punch which I really look for in a zesty citrus shave product. So today, I've used this once before and I've given it a try at home, so I'm going to experience with it you again in the great outdoors. So I'm back outdoors, it's a Saturday morning, it's 9 AM, it is, believe it or not, British summertime, but the gods actually know that it was my wife's birthday in the last week, and today is the Saturday that we had set aside to have a barbecue for family and friends. So in time-honoured tradition, the weather's gone a bit overcast. Actually, it's been raining. There's rain all over my mirror in front of me. I'm at my outdoor shaving station today, and I'm going to have a shave in the great outdoors. So what am I going to use? Well, I've already told you, I'm using this lovely Taylor's Zesty Lime Shave Cream. I will be pairing that with another old favourite of mine, which is Bart's Lime Aftershave Balm, which is great at the end. Another bit of a fragrance, talk about that later. I'm going to use something which is in regular rotation of mine now, and that is the King C Gillette double-edged razor. I'm really getting to like this. It's so cheap, but it gives such a good little shave, so I'm very impressed with that. And to apply the shave cream, I am going to use a Yaki 24mm knot tuxedo brush. Nothing expensive, all cheap and cheerful. So let's get cracked on while it's not raining. So let's get into the old shave cream, shall we? I'm not applying anything else, no pre-shaves or anything like that. I'm going to put a bit of water on the face in the moment, and that's going to be the extent of my preparation. So my synthetic brush, I'm going to dip that in some water, get it nice and damp, get it nice and wet, flick it off. No need to have quite so much on there. And here is the cream. Just going to get some of that on the end of the brush. And there we go. Let's have a look at that. And I'm using just a small enamel bowl as a preparatory, as a shave bowl, just to get the lovely lather built in there. Now, as ever, of course, with Taylor's, you know you're working with some of the best stuff in the world. I mean, I've been a customer of Taylor's, I forget, you know, as long as I've shaved more or less, and they simply don't disappoint, it's fair to say that. So there we go, beautiful luxuriant lather almost immediately. I could spend 10 minutes zipping it up. I'm not going to. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to apply some water to the face, no more than that. So I just got a bit of water, just as you know, to make it that much easier to apply the shave cream and an extra layer of lubrication against my skin. So this lather's come up marvellously, I have to say. And already, just by applying the water and agitating it into the lather, it's releasing a really, really powerful essence of lime flavour, really punchy lime. Totally different to their lemon and lime product, which is a muted fragrance. This is lime, you know you're in the presence of a lime product. Looking this way because my mirror is there, I'm just going to get this on the skin whilst my skin is still a bit damp from applying the water, as a sort of pre-shave, if you want to call it that. Get that on. Oh, and the fragrance is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Really waves and waves of lime essence coming off this. They've done a great job in capturing a good amount of lime here. And it's raining. Don't be alarmed. If you see me, you know, going a bit wet, I'm robust, I'm British, I'm from a country where it rains every 5 minutes. That's why we've got such beautiful green countryside. You don't get green countryside without a bit of wet. And as they say, I am waterproof. I'm not going to dissolve if I get wet, so let's get on with it regardless. There we go. That lathers up beautifully, in fairness, just like any other tailor's product, because, you know, they're just so good at producing their lather. Some of that off the lips. And I will get straight on with it. Just put the lid back on that so it doesn't get wet if it rains further, because that is a keeper, I can tell you now. Even having just smelled it, the performance is as expected when it comes to any tailor's product. You know, it's always going to be fabulous. And I'm going to use, as you know, this King C Gillette 3-piece non-adjustable razor. It's got a Derby Extra blade within it that hasn't been used before. First use with this Derby Extra blade. So I'm going to get straight on and I'm going to start cutting. I don't use Derby razor blades that often, to be honest. I'm a bit of a feather man when it comes to the razors. I do like the sharpness and the consistency of feather, but I find Derby pretty good, and also they're very, very modestly priced. And that was great. Yeah, no problem at all. So let's get that down the other side as well. Now, tailors of Old Bond Street, I mean, you know, if you've watched my shaving videos at any point over the last, you know, since I've been making them really, 6 months, you will know that tailors is a regular in my rotation of things I shave with. I've used their aftershaves extensively over the years. Don't do so much now. I find them a little simplistic for me, not really that sophisticated as I try to say it. But they're very modestly priced, so tailors have got a lot going on for them there. And if you know anything about me, you know that I really like the heritage of products that I get involved with, that I buy and I use, because for me it's an important part of the consumer relationship, knowing more about the product and where it's come from and the maker. I find it increasingly more so as I've become older and more aware of global affairs. You know, for instance, the proliferation of cheap Chinese products, for instance, and the efficacy of buying from that regime, and, you know, the stance they're taking in the world. So I take a very thoughtful decision now before I purchase products. But when you buy tailors, you know, you're buying into traditional heritage. Tailors have been around since 1854, and they were founded by Jeremiah Taylor and his extensive family, and it still remains in family ownership today, which is a very pleasing thought, really, when you're buying something which has got a, you know, nearly a couple of 100 years under the belt. You know that you're not buying something which is fleeting. Tailors today are in Jermyn Street in London, which is, you know, the mecca really for men who like style and tradition and heritage. If you're ever in London and you find yourself with an hour to spare, make your way to Jermyn Street, have a walk up and down. You'll see those traditional lanes like Dunhill, Turnbull and Asser, Florist just a couple of doors down from Taylors. You know, if you like shaving, George Trumper's just round the corner from Taylors. But Taylors is very much worth a visit. I mean, not this year, of course, because of the virus, but in a typical year I tend to go to London 3, 4, 5 times, 6, 7 times a year, depending on what my business takes me to up there. And I don't think I have visited London in many a year and I haven't visited Taylors. So well worth popping in, because they're always bringing out new products. Just razor down, just like this lime product here. So yeah, they started off in Bond Street in London, hence the name, Tailors of Old Bond Street, but they moved to Jermyn Street, I don't know when, you know, probably within the last 100 years, but they're pretty well established there now, and I can't imagine they'll ever move from there. They've got a strong online presence as well, so wherever you are in the world, if you want to get into these products, it's definitely worth popping onto their website. This product is definitely going into my top 3 of shaving creams, and I can tell you that immediately. I mean, I've only used it twice, second use this is, but the fragrance on it, coupled with its remarkable performance, is excellent. Now, I know there's been an explosion in the market of shaving products in the last few years, and you know, all of these sort of artisan shave cream manufacturers have come out and they've all brought out, you know, various bizarre names and fragrances, you know, ridiculous stuff really that they call them. All they are is shaving creams. And they haven't all been consistently good in my experience. I have bought into a few of them and they're okay. You know, after all, it's only a soap or a cream which they're producing. It's not that complicated to make. And the fragrance which they apply to it, they tend to be within a sort of an element of a variance quite similar. But why would I invest my money in something which is an unknown when I can go to George Trumper's, DR Harris and Taylor's of Old Bond Street, and I know that the product I'm going to get is superb. And that's kind of my mindset. I mean, I have invested in a few of these left of centre ones, you know. These, you know, they're trying to catch the zeitgeist, aren't they, and bring out these bizarre names which don't actually tell you what they smell like in many cases, you know, like dragon's fart and all this sort of thing. But truth is, you know, this says lime, and I tell you what, it is lime. It's like I'm standing in a room right now and there are boxes of lime all around me, and that essence of that lime is exuding from them, and it makes a really refreshing and pleasant shave. And I would imagine that this will really wake you up in the morning. Now, like I say, if you find yourself in Jermyn Street, you owe it to yourself to visit Taylor's. The shop itself is a bizarre experience. A bit more under my nose. Because I have to say, I've been in there many times, probably hundreds of times, and the staff are not always friendly. I have to say, they have a slight haughty attitude to them on occasion. They all, you know, the same people have always been there, probably family members for all I know, and they often wear, you know, they're all dressed up in a suit, and sometimes when you walk in there, I don't get the sense that they are open for a chat about the product, or they approach you immediately and ask you what you want. Now, I know they're trying to help you, but I'm from a school whereas I like to browse and I don't like to be bothered by the staff whilst I'm undertaking that task, because I like to think, I like to smell. And when you go in there, there's a tester for everything, so you can look at it, touch it, taste it, whatever you want to do. So you've got ample opportunity to have a good look at the stuff there, and yeah, avail yourself of that. It comes across when you go in a little bit dishevelled, because everything is, you know, really stacked up on the shelves, and you don't know where to look because everything is all over the place. There are placards up saying 30% off this or special offer on that. They've got shoe cleaning products by the counter. There's a barber shop out the back where you can go and have a shave, or you know, whatever other facilities they offer there. And you know, it's an experience. It's quite wood panelled. They say in their material that it is designed to be reminiscent of the gentlemen's clubs, which are nearby in Piccadilly and St James's, so where it is situated in London. You've got all of those clubs which are synonymous with, you know, the gentlemen's smoking clubs, drinking clubs, things like that. You know, and you know, you've got to wait 20 years to become a member of the various clubs that they have there. And they've gone for that sort of route, that comfortable old English look, which is okay, but it's not very modernistic. Florists do a very similar thing, so do George Trumper's, also on the same street, and they've all nailed it pretty well. Of those though, I would say Taylor's comes across as a little bit dishevelled, but the beauty of the place is the products are not horrifically expensive. It's not expensive. I mean, this product here, this Lime Zest, which you've noticed whilst I've been talking, I finished shaving. I think it was £12.95, something like that. I bought it directly from Taylor's on their online site. I think it's anything over £20 is delivered free in the UK. I don't know where it is around the world, but I'm sure they do international shipping. And you get a really good, I mean, I bought 2 of them, so I got free shipping. It was there in 2 days. It was immaculately packed. Everything was perfect. You know, it's a quality heritage manufacturer and retailer, so you get what you pay for. Having finished my shave, and I didn't do a second pass under my neck, you'll notice, because I've had a bit of irritation there lately, so I'm taking it easy on that bit of the skin at the moment. I have to say, this is probably one of the best shaving creams for the fragrance and the performance I've ever used. I cannot endorse this more highly. I should emphasise, I paid for this with my money and nobody has paid me to say these things. So let's crack on because it's starting to rain again. First things first, what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to flush my face off with a bit of that water which I have here yet again, and I'm just going to wipe that off as it really starts to rain properly. There we go. Oh dear, don't you just love living in Britain? Now I'm going to apply the shaving balm, the after shaving balm, which will provide that layer of protection for my skin, and also really bring home that lime fragrance, which is just oozing out of the shave cream. And now I've locked it in with a bit of that Bart's Balm, which is, I'm quite fond of it. I've only tried the lime one so far. It's argan oil infused stuff, so it gives you a really good, you know, it absorbs easily into the skin. Lovely fragrance. A little bit more artificial smelling perhaps than the essence of lime in the Taylors, but there we go. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do today. Simple, quick and effective shave. So thanks for joining me in a bit of a rainstorm here, but it's British summertime. It's nice and warm. I'm not complaining. I hope you've enjoyed this brief shave and my thoughts around this Taylor Road Bond Street Lime Zest shaving cream. I think you've, you know, worked out. I've given it a big thumbs up. If you've enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate if you give me a thumbs up, and while you're there, click that subscribe button as well. Join us here at the Chaps Guide as you watch me in my journey through life, learning more about myself, learning more about men's style and heritage, and trying products along the way and giving you my view on it. So there we go. Oh, that was a quick shower. It's eased off a bit there. Until the next time, take care of yourselves, smell sharp, look good, and I'll see you very soon.